Ephesians chapter 5, verses 3 through 7. And for context's sake, we'll pick up in verse 1 and 2. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. But among you, there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality, or of any other kind of impurity, or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people. Nor should there be any obscenity, foolish talk, or coarse joking, which are out of place, but rather thanksgiving. For of this you can be sure, no immoral or impure or greedy person, such a person as an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of such things, God's wrath comes on those who are disobedient. Therefore, do not be partners with them. So Paul encourages people here, as we looked at yesterday, to follow God's example in how we live, which means if we're following the Christ-like and godly example, God's design for humanity, for humans and people, of how they're to live, of what is best for them and what they'll be most blessed by, they will turn from all types of immorality, all types of immoral actions, both in deed and in speech. So a lot of times people say here, well, it's not a sin to say a bad word or cuss. Well, Paul clearly here says there shouldn't be any obscenity or foolish talk or even coarse joking. Even if there's not cussing, the joking should not be coarse, meaning it shouldn't be vulgar, or it shouldn't have the tone that is non-edifying. Remember, as he said elsewhere, only let us use speech which is for the building up of the brothers, for the building up of the body, to use our gifts. So let us not speak foolishly or in jest that makes a mockery of things, but let us use our speech to encourage people, to build up, to lift up. And he closes by saying that these actions are why the wrath of God comes on the disobedient. And it's not just because we say bad words. But these words, as Jesus says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So words share our heart. Actions reflect our heart. And so when people are sexually immoral, speak obscenities, it turns to greed, it turns to all types of impurity. So it doesn't just stop there. And this is why God says, follow my example, live how I called you to live, and turn from all these other things, which they really go hand in hand. It's not like you just do one bad thing. Sin follows sin, just as righteousness follows righteousness. So let us turn from the old pattern of life and look toward Christ's example on how to live. Think on these things. We'll see you tomorrow.